Ryan Garcia mentally walked into that ring. A one that was deprived of, a one that was deprived of his body, was deprived of his physical strength, and ultimately not the best version of Ryan Garcia. Was definitely not in that ring come April. I dare Gervonta to fight me at the right weight and in a healthy aspect, and I would love to do it again. Again, I'm not saying that to do it right now, but I'm saying let me show everybody how I'm coming at 140. Let me show this new version. Let me prove to everybody that
Yeah.
that first go around wasn't the best version of me. That's
No
what I'm
little
saying.
fucking
The
today,
rest of
squad.
it,
Get
just
in,
let
get
him
it
have his
done, and
time.
get
He
out.
deserves it. He was on point that night. So for me, I just felt at my best version that is this best I can possibly do, and he just got knocked. So I'm ready to do it.
Now you're fighting at 140 now. You fought Gervonta Davis at 136, am I correct?
Yes.
Yes. And you walked into that fight, and I remember talking to you thereafter about how much weak you are. I'm not
Yeah.
really
How
here to
you
talk
boys
about
doing tonight?
Gervonta Davis with you. That loss happened. The one thing that I will say is this: as a boxing fan, as a boxing enthusiast, as I watched you, I found myself disappointed in your performance that night only from the
Yeah.
standpoint, like you were
And I'm
coming at him,
Mike's.
and I'm saying, wait a minute, this cat is lightning quick. He's the shorter, stockier fighter. He fights naturally of his field of range at that 135, 136-pound weight. Let the dude stalk you, counterpunch, use your quickness, your jab, your speed,
Yeah.
and none of that seemed to be there that night. It was like you were coming to him and walking into ultimately getting
Listen,
caught by
fuck
that
these
limit
niggas.
shot that got you. Is my breakdown of that accurate in your estimation?
Oh yeah, I would say that it's pretty accurate. My mindset wasn't that though. My mindset wasn't to win the fight. I was so just I just wanted to knock him out because at that state I just knew that I wouldn't be able to last 12 rounds. I did go into the ring with a separated rib and I went into the ring with depletion. But again, I had a mindset where if I catch him, I'm going to go after him, and obviously that was my downfall. But you're spot on that. I should have boxed him. I should have
Yo,
been
I'm
more.
finna go right into the
I could have took
motherfucker.
a whole fight around Hibachi, but at this point, I'm gonna go down the
If you
knockout
niggas
route.
had mics, y'all would be in
And
another.
that
And
was my
I'm trying
downfall.
to get
So
y'all
you're spot
cash
on
and shit.
of that. It was just it was weird. I felt like with the mole in my stomach, I didn't get upset. I mean, I didn't know who I could take. Usually when certain things happen, and it was hard for me to trust my team. It was hard to trust anything at that point. I didn't know what to believe. I didn't know who to believe. But yeah, he was spot on.
In the aftermath of the fight, one of the things you mentioned was your team. You talked about
Marking
your
contract.
team, about the way you trained. I remember saying that you felt like nobody was there for you when you lost the fight. You felt that Gervonta Davis may have seemed to care more about you than the people that you had employed that was working for your team. As we sit here today and you reflect on all that you've been through, the depression, the therapy, everything else, do you still feel that way, or are you of the mindset that it was more about you and how you were feeling as opposed to what your team may have done or may not have done to you or for you?
Oh no, they definitely did it to me. I was, I had the benefit of hanging out with Floyd, and Floyd mentioned to me how it got that nickname. So that's not a secret anymore. I know what went down. So I did get betrayed. That's not even a myth. And yeah, I felt hurt. And I'm still, I still feel like there's a lack of belief on the promotion side, and if I promise they're making and continue to make, and what can I do now though? I can't do anything. I just know I could box my ass off, and I'm gonna do that. But it sucks boxing your ass off for a team that don't really believe in you, but they'll stretch the money to make you. But they won't believe in me though. They don't have the belief, but they'll dang right collect all that money I make for them, which is very disappointing. But in life, the cards are dealt, and you got to
Well,
play
Hey, Ryan, I would challenge you on that. When you talk about them not believing in you, what I would say is this. Part of that betrayal, if I remember what I read, was them, people in your camp, leaking to the opposition going into the fight about what you were doing in camp to prepare for the fight, etc., etc. Well, guess what? If they did that, they must have felt it was necessary in order for the opposition to get victory, because if they weren't worried about you winning that fight, they would not have had a need to leak anything. Because what concern would there have been? What about that thing?
You know, you were thinking of a lot of things. At the end of the day, somebody had to say, you know, somebody had to show.
You boys still ain't got no mics, man? I got 70,000 and ain't finna do nothing with it. I'm finna exfil. Still ain't got no fucking mics.
Somebody had to accept it. And that's just what it is. I can't keep, you know, going back to it too much, but I know that happened, and
I still believe he's one of the best in the world. I don't care what anybody says. I mean, listen, anybody gets caught with a liver shot, anything can happen with that. I get that part. But what I'm saying is, you got one loss on your resume as a professional fighter. Losing to Gervonta Davis is no shame, for crying out loud. You can come back and avenge that. You can fight against other elite fighters. You got a long, healthy career ahead of you, assuming you handle your business. So this guy, Oscar Duarte, tell me about this fight coming up against him December 2nd in Houston. What you think about him and what you need to be concerned about going up against this cat.
You know, Oscar Duarte is a tough fighter. He's a come-forward fighter. He has a lot of knockouts. So this guy is going to be a threat in some aspects. But it's somebody that I've seen before, you know, growing up in Southern California fighting and, you know, LA and Coachella. I see a lot of pressure fighter. So it's not, I feel like my experience is going to take over, but it's not so much about Duarte. For me, it's about, you know, this is how I'm making an example out of Duarte to the 140 division. And that's not disrespectful to him. I'm just saying that for me, this is going to set the tone. This is the Ryan Garcia you're going to get and continue to get. And this is who's coming. This is who's coming. He's not going to stop. There's not going to be no backpedaling. There's not going to be any let up. You know, me, you know, with my new trainer and all this new focus and commitment, this is the Ryan you're going to get. So I'm setting the tone for how I'm coming. That's what this fight is for me. That's what you're going to see December 2nd is the Ryan that's coming at the 140 division.
Who's your new trainer?
Derek James.
Okay.
Yes, he also trains Errol Spence Jr. And Frank Martin and some other.
Yeah, Frank Martin, no joke. I like Frank Martin. I thought that's a fight that you could. I still think that's a fight that you could have down the road because I think Frank Martin is a pretty damn talented fighter. But I'll get back to you because you talk about no backpedaling. I'm like Ryan Garcia. What's wrong with that? You got a long jab. You got lightning quickness. You got power in either hand. What's wrong with stepping back and catching the cat while he's trying to come up here? That's my concern about you, Ryan Garcia. That's my concern.
No, I wasn't talking about I wasn't talking about the fight. I was talking about after this, I'm gonna stay locked in. I didn't mean
No, I was saying, no, back up a little bit. Don't let everybody, don't go to everybody. Let them come to you because they probably ain't gonna catch you. That's what I'm thinking. Right. I'm a fan also. I gotta acknowledge this. I am a fan of Teofimo Lopez. You know, from the 140. That's the dude to me. At 140, that's how I see the division outside of the show.
Back to strike team. I read you. Airlift inbound.
Like I said, my goal is to become a worker.
Approaching extra location in T-minus 15 seconds. Extraction point now. Left top of Fang Air. Now boarding at Enfield Site Alpha.
Yeah.
You're gonna see to see how beautiful the boxing is. I'm going to drop my hands off. It looks so beautiful in that ring. You're gonna be like, man, this Ryan is really on point. You know, he has
Strike team,
something right.
I am marking the region indicated by Dr. Jansen's paper trail on your map. Go bring her in.
So you're gonna see a beautiful boxer.
Pereira has lost contact with his squad testing New
You
England.
know, when I think about you, man, I try to tell people, and I told you this when we talked, this is last year sometimes. I said, listen, as a boxer, you may not be thinking about it, but as a pundit, as a commentator, when we see it, it ain't just the skills inside the ring, it's your ability to sell the sport. You got the look, you carry yourself in a certain way, you're so articulate, and you can fight. I was thinking going into that fight against Gervonta Davis, oh my God, he wins this fight. He is the face of boxing because everybody's gonna clamor to him. And to me, it was comparable in terms of what I was envisioning anyway to Sugar Ray Leonard when he came into the game in the 80s and how all the advertisers and sponsors in the world gravitated towards him. Has that kind of stuff been on your mind at all? Have you realized that potential that you have outside of the ring once you accomplish all the things you want to accomplish inside the ring?
Oh yeah, I'm pretty aware of where I stand in the sport and how you know I do have the ability to market myself, and it's one of the reasons why I changed the landscape of the game. I felt like I took boxing in the where boxing was at. I took it in my own hands, and I made sure that boxing caught some fire. It was born. It was born to me at least. And there needed to be a change, and there still needs to be a change in boxing. I feel like I have the blueprint, and I know how to maneuver in this generation and how to pioneer it and how to lead these fighters into getting the money they deserve and putting back power to the fighters.
Yeah.
Promoters are a little outdated in their thinking, and they need to just trust the young minds and come together and let go of their egos and figure something out.
I view you as one of the people that literally, if you accomplish what you're after, you have the power to circumvent the promoters who have been controlling the sport and really take this sport to another level, to a level where I believe it belongs. I'm very disgusted with promoters having taken over the sports because they repeatedly do not give us the fight that we want to see, which is why I support Jake Paul, not as a boxer because he doesn't get in the ring with boxers most of the time, which pisses me off. He needs to get in the ring with actual bike boxers, not strikers from MMA. That's just my position about it. But I like him, and I like his intent. When you see somebody like that, even though he's not the boxer that you are, does it inspire you even more because you know what guys like that are trying to do for the sport of boxing in terms of empowering fighters?
I think that it's just more fuel to what I've been saying. How you could take your brand and you get the power. You're putting yourself in the driver's seat, and Jake Paul is a great example of it. He didn't box his whole life, but again, he's in the position to make big fights happen, and he's taking the sport serious, which I will give him credit for. I think that he again has the right blueprint on how to promote a fight, how to market himself, and he doesn't need a promoter. I'm not saying that you completely disregard every promoter in the world, but I think that they need to be more open.
So Ron, with all of that being said, at this stage and point right now, I know what you're hoping for. I know you're incredibly confident. At 140, is that a weight you plan on staying at? Or are you of the mindset, I'm moving up? I'm watching a Terrence Crawford go against Errol Spence at 147. I'm seeing Boots Ennis waiting for a chance at Terrence Crawford. I'm hearing Charlo talking about moving down or having Crawford move up to 154. You're hearing all of this noise, and the money fights seem to be at 147, at least for the moment. Is your intent to stay at 140 and just build that division and own it, or you have different aspirations?
I feel like, where my mind and my heart is at, I feel like anywhere between 140 and 147.
Got it.
I think that's where I'll be able to dominate. Again, they need me to make a big fight, so they're all going to have to see me sooner or later. And that's my mindset. Do I want to become a world champion?
Yeah, shut his ass up.
Stay safe down there, strike team. Dobbs has eyes on terminus forces on the grid.
Become a champion. I did what I wanted to do when I came to this sport, which was get everybody to know my name. I wanted to do it fight, fight battles. I did that, and now I want to become a world champion. I want to solidify myself as a champion. I'm tired of these people saying you're not a champion. Man, anybody can be a champion if they really wanted to. Well, not anybody, but it's easy to maneuver their way. You know what I mean? In this day and age, at least. When I hear world champion, I think you fought the best guy, the one that holds the legitimate title. Again, I'm not going to get too much into that, but my whole goal right now is to become a world champion, legitimately beat a Teofimo Lopez, a Devin Haney, whoever is at 140, and then see where life goes.
If somebody said to you, championship at 140, another title at 147, or a rematch against Gervonta Davis, what do you go for?
I think me becoming a 140 champion, 147 is what I want. So that's what I'm aiming for right now, because that Gervonta fight is gonna happen. That's gonna happen. That was really fun. But for me, it's adding some substance under me, because I've always been since I was young. You know, I was a national champ. I did make the U.S. I have been at the top, and I plan to do that. And I plan to do that now. And so that's where my heart is at. And that Gervonta fight, whenever, however, let me build that up. You know, they have that thing in their mouth, you know, from that last fight. But again, I'm ready to watch that out, become a champion, and then let that.
Can you explore inside? Tell me if you find any RSF. Rocks, spores, or fungus?
Best things to happen in boxing. I've gotten to know you. There's a lot of stuff, a lack of appreciation that folks out here have.
Yeah, I pray for my brother, man. I ain't touching that all day. Caught that nigga multiple times, he ain't answered. Hope he aight. Hope that nigga ain't go flip the cars again.
Throughout the years, man. Love watching you. You're a legend. You know that. Blessed to be part of your show. Thank you so much.
Negotiating over the price and worrying about the price of the vehicle. But not anymore. Thanks to Vroom. Vroom is the better way to buy and sell used cars. When you go to Vroom.com, you can shop thousands of cars right from your phone. They have all the popular makes and models and no haggle pricing, so you know you're getting a good deal. Or deliver your new ride directly to you. Vroom stands by its vehicle, too. Every car and truck from Vroom goes through a thorough inspection and reconditioning process. It comes with a 90-day limited warranty. On top of that, you have 7 days of 250 miles, whichever comes first, to make sure it's the car for you. And if you don't love it, you can return it. You can also sell or trade in your current car or Vroom. Pick it up for free.
Listen up, that camp is heavily guarded. Smoke out that hornet's nest.
You have no obligation to pay, but there's nothing to do. So whether it's buying your next car, selling or trading in your current one, Vroom has you covered. Start shopping today at Vroom.com. That's Vroom!
Can we drive with the windows down?
This ain't about that. This is about these two governors sparring against one another because
I love running! It's my favorite! Finish what you started. The nest must be destroyed.
Is a very, very and DeSantis, and we can see how he got at Gavin Newsom. That's pretty difficult to respond involving the economy, involving
Your
inflation,
instrument of death is full,
regarding crime. Viable issues that are taking place in the state of California. Somebody who is there frequently, those are legitimate problems that need to be addressed. That's the largest state in America. It's just that simple. There is no way around it. In the case of Gavin Newsom, he obviously believes in a lot of obviously somebody that wishes Roe v. Wade was never overturned. The economy and the things that California struggles with and what pertains to the economy is vastly overblown. We see all of this. And we said to ourselves, hey, we got identity politics on the left. We got a guy named DeSantis. We didn't really want to address education because we know his positions and what problems we have with some of his positions as it pertains to education. This is what I want. Vice President Kamala Harris. You know why I was thinking about her?
Are we chasing a car,
Obviously, that was first.
Now we can keep hunting!
But the other thing to take into account
Damn, I pack a punch the wrong damn
is the
shit.
fact that with Joe Biden, President Joe Biden being 81 years of age,
Took them behind the woodshed!
with the right doing everything they can to push the narrative that he just doesn't seem as cogent and as lucid and as competent as he needs to be a president in office for the next 4 years, starting in the year of 2024.
We're back in business, human!
One would think
I'm reloading.
this is to be at the forefront.
Bro, I need help, bro. I need a fucking gun. My crossbow ain't working.
Changing mags! Cover your six!
I need help destroying this nest.
Outspoken about women's rights.
Yeah, I need help destroying this nest. Y'all can have this cash. Y'all help me destroy this nest.
This ain't about her confidence or
Reloading. Don't shoot me, you bastard!
I see a cipher tablet in here, bro.
All channels be advised. Dr. Pereira has an update regarding Dr. Jansen. Hello, everyone.
fair enough.
I have cracked the cipher. None of it made sense until I combined all of them. And then, it fell into place. They decode to a set of coordinates. Doug says he's a building the terminal is using. No. For someone so desperate to defect, he really wanted to make sure she was found by someone intelligent. That code is no joke. Thank you, Dr. Pereira. Good work. Strike team to me. Let's get cracking on a recovery plan. I have been monitoring subterranean activity in the EC. There is so much we're not able to see from up here.
If you're about that, you're going to be supportive of Gavin Newsom. And if that is the case, here's the reality. He's younger than Joe Biden. He's sharp as all get out. He is polished. He is an elite debater. And at this particular moment in time, he is the #1 voice on the left. Where does that leave Kamala Harris? Gavin Newsom says he's not running for office in 2024. Everybody looking at him versus DeSantis is assuming it's 2028. In the end, what it comes down to for me is this. I have a black woman leading the Senate.
I can't wait for that juicy seismic data. Get to the transmitter and get it transmitting.
What you gonna do, Kamala?
Bonus points.
Because whatever it is you're gonna do. Because Gavin Newsom.
Back to strike.
Okay, wakey, little buddy. It's time to find your friends. Yes, there we go. We're up. Heads up, strike team. Terminus is at your doorstep.
It's some good, friend.
Approaching exfil location in T-minus 15 seconds.
You should have been the one debating. You should have pounced on that opportunity to stand in front of that man and debate him on that issue alone.
You put them to sleep, human.
Not common. Who's the vice president?
Beginning descent. Clear me a path.
Tactical out.
LZ is high. Move it. Your exfil is gonna need an exit.
We're not your business, human.
Well, it turns out
Ready up, team. Terminus ain't done with you.
We realize you have choices for exfil. Thank you for choosing Fang
See you
Air.
guys later, y'all.
search for the attackers soon turned into an investigation of Smollett himself, leading to his arrest and charges. He had orchestrated the whole attack. I paused there because I was struggling to say what word is it related to. But I digress. A jury convicted Smollett in December of 2021 on 5 felony counts of disorderly conduct, a charge that can be filed in Illinois when a person lies to the police. He was sentenced in March of 2022 and said, quote, "I did not do this," and shouted, "I am not suicidal," repeatedly in court. He now will have to finish a 150-day stint in jail that was part of his sentence. Smollett spent just 6 days in jail while his appeal was pending. We weren't there. We can only go by the preponderance of evidence that was thrown in our direction, what the Chicago Police Department pretended, ultimately what the courts decided. But let me say this to Jesse Smollett. None of us believe you. Let me tell you why, my brother. See, ladies and gentlemen, there's certain things
Yeah, I don't even feel like playing
that come
shit.
along with being black. Okay?
Take my ass to bed. Love
Number
y'all.
one,
Peace again.
when